Yo, what is going on, people? In this video, we're going to go over how you can improve your social skills as a digital entrepreneur. So, a little backstory here. I've been working for myself for around 6 or 7 years now, all on the laptop. And the thing that I struggled with was I had to teach myself how to work. So, I've never had a job. I've never been able to organise properly at the start because that sort of information wasn't accessible. Now, what this resulted in was me spending a lot of time online, which is great. You're working, you're learning. But when you're working as a solo digital entrepreneur, especially in the building stage, I get on social media, everyone's living in Dubai and going all these places. But when you're starting out and you're probably living in a situation that you don't want to be in, you're spending a lot of time on the computer, and if that's your all day, every day, you can really burn your social skills. And this is the position I found myself in. I remember at one point, I would go out, and even me saying, "Hi, how are you?" to somebody, in my head, perceived it as they would think that, why is this guy talking to me? And I know that might sound like a stretch, but if you have been in this situation or you're in that right now, that will hit home for you. So that's when I realised there was a problem, and that's when I really started my self-development journey. And one of the main keys in self-development is your communication. All these guys you're watching online, all these guys you look up to, and all successful people have in common that their communication skills are on point. If your communication skills are poor, it's likely because of habits that have been built up over time. So we're going to go over how you figure out what these habits are that have got you in this situation and active steps you can start doing today to get out of it. I've never seen any videos on this, and information like this to digital entrepreneurs is very strong. So let's get straight into the video, man. So this is how you build your social skills. You've got to remember, social skills are a skill. You can build on skills. So if you're not happy where you're at right now, it can be something that can be fixed. That's what you've got to bear in mind. You can build skills, you can develop them, improve them, and nurture them. So don't feel like you can never get out of this, because trust me, you can. And when you feel the benefits of fixing this problem, it's going to be so satisfying when you overcome it. So bear that in mind. It's in your control and it's something that you can develop. And plus, once you've experienced the negatives of it, that's the drive that you need to get the maximum positives. Okay, so remember that. Number one, first and foremost, stop isolating yourself. This is hard because you want to work more up front to get out of the situation that you're in. But the more you work, it's putting you in a different type of situation, which is poor communication skills. So you've got to stop isolating yourself where you can. Now, what does this look like? Well, maybe you go join a team sport, or you join a fight gym, or you join a football team, or you join a CrossFit team. Something to do with fitness is always great. Something where you're talking to other people. Some people live their lives talking to thousands of people a day, and it's just normal to them. But if you've been a digital entrepreneur and you're not going out much, you're not speaking to that many people. So you've got to look at what your habits are like. And if you are isolating yourself on a laptop all day, take a break, go out in the real life and just talk to people. Now, I know this can sound like a big thing if you don't know how to talk to people. You need to practice it. That's the point of this. Social skills are like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it's going to get, okay? Start small. Start asking people, how are you? It sounds crazy, but this can be a big thing for some people. I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. So it's about having that extra little bit of conversation. I don't care if it's an old man or a girl that's working somewhere or a retail staff. Just have that little bit of extra conversation, because what you'll get from that is you'll get a little feeling of a win, and it'll compound, or it'll motivate you to do it again later that day or the next day. And then once you start doing that, that's when it's going to start building as a habit, and you're going to start seeing the benefits of it. So start small. Again, talk to anybody, any age, any gender, and do it when you don't feel like it. Like, you can be under a lot of stress working online, especially if you're starting a business. You've not got much budget. You're on the laptop all the time. It's difficult. You've not done it before. So you've got to do it when you don't feel like it, because the chances are you're not going to feel like it. It's easier to not talk to anybody, but you're burning this crucial skill, and that's what you've got to bear in mind. So start small. Hi, how are you? Start smiling more. That's it. That's it. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. As soon as you walk up to someone and you hit them with the how are you, they've got to give a positive response. I mean, they might tell you they're having a bad day, but it's going to be a positive response. They're going to be bothered that you've asked them, yeah? Next, self-education. This is a skill like anything else. So if you're studying e-commerce and you're looking at websites and you're looking at ads and you're looking at content creation, you're looking for finding products, you need to add this into your categories. You need to add this into your self-education. How to speak to people. These are two books I like, How to Talk to Anyone and the Go OG, How to Win Friends and Influence People. This book should be read by every human being on this planet, and that's not an over-exaggeration. This is Self-Improvement 101, and it's like that for a reason. It's because it's the best. Read this book, reread it. Serious, if you've not read this book, I don't know what you're doing. So you've got to understand, communication is key to your character development. So even if you spend all the time on the laptop and you end up being where you want to be financially, or you get that personal brand, if your communication skills suck, then it's not going to be fun. Because when you're put in them situations, you're just going to feel awkward. You're not going to get your full life out of it. So it's super important to teach yourself this skill. And remember, it's all in your hands. You can control it. Start small, and just like anything, keep practicing it. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe down below, like this video, and think about it.